Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank y'all so much for stopping by the liveliest live stream on the Philippines, on the planet. They can't deal with the Sunshine Shoulders community. Shout out to the NTZ crew. Thank y'all so much. Michael Beecher Life, Jacob Tanjay. I want to shout out my buddy Sidney Gibson, who gave me this shirt. He's from Trinidad and Tobago. It's become one of my favorite shirts because not only I love the colors and the design, but it fits me good. It's comfortable, man. Real good cotton. This is a legitimate XL. And he thought enough about me when he went home to buy the shirt, man. Thank you, brother. Jacob Tanjay, there he is. Jacob Tanjay. All my fourth quarter members. Sheldon, what's up? 69, what's up? Ray, what's up? I got to shout everybody out that's on here, man. What's up, Jeff Retada? He's in Samoa. Man, watch that weather. All the old heads. What's up, Blizzard Broad? Man, every day I get somebody complimenting on that intro and outro. Y'all don't understand that Jeff Retada is the one who mixed the intro and outro. That's not the original. He just did that for my intro and outro. If you want to hear the real song, put some respect on his name, Sunshine Shoulders, man. Go on my channel. It's really a great song, man. It's a million seller. If we put that out there right now against what's out there on the radio and stuff, give me a break. It's going straight to number one. Yeah, see, this is your new name, the Comment Superstar. But yeah, Jeffrey, watch that weather, man. I warned you. W Secrets to Success, he's over here. He just wanted to see what we talking about so he can go back to his Thailand authorities and give up the 411 on Sunshine Shoulders. We know we got on to you now, W Secrets to Success. Well, what's up, Q and everybody? Any new viewers and subscribers? I know you're on here. Some of y'all lurking. But welcome. Anybody catching this on replay? You know, one thing I want to say right now before I forget is about the regular guy. Don't let them run him out of the Philippines, guys. Okay? I don't know him personally. I don't condone all the stuff, but we throw that pedophile title around too much. We don't realize how heinous and ornery and evil that word is, man. We're overusing it. It's like racists are. Anti-Semitism. Now, everybody's not a damn pedophile. But I'm saying what's being done to him is outright ridiculous. Okay, I live here. I know that the people that they don't go after the real guys because they know the real guys will retaliate. So they pick on the easy targets like me and others. I've been through it. It's a damn shame. Pretty soon, all you're going to have left is them clowns in Dumageddon. Okay? With that uninspired bullshit and them fools up in Angeles City. They ain't got nothing to say. All the good vloggers, y'all going to let them get deported. Y'all need to back that man. You know you watch him, man. Man ain't doing all of that. You know, that's all I got to say on the case. It pisses me off. So yeah, as a fellow vlogger, I say stand your ground, man, and fight. Because all there are is accusations. Without proof, it's just accusations. The same shit they did to me. And you see that grinning motherfucker, man. Because I'm fired up over there. Thinking because he's showing his face, he's doing something. Dude, you're going to fuck with the wrong person. Is what's going to happen. Leave people alone. Hey, Alan. Welcome back, man. I appreciate you. What's up, Gregory? Hey, yeah. Switch gear. I wanted to get that off my chest this morning. Yeah. He said, what's the same with the Me Too movement? Yeah, I'm not playing, man. You know, I'm just saying that. And also, To all you fools out there pushing back on the drug situation I was talking about. How much does a bag of weed cost? Guys, we're talking about the consequences of dealing with drugs over here in Southeast Asia. You know, it's people in the comments that are pushing back. Oh, the Philippines doesn't have the worst prisons. Food, you don't want to find that out. Okay, that's all subjective. Okay, oh, they don't have the harshest drug laws. You don't want to find that out either. Okay, I said some of the toughest drug laws, some of the worst prisons. Okay, even Taiwan has a death penalty. Sam McCall said he just came from Taiwan. He said the minute you get off the plane, there's a sign. Drug traffickers will face the death penalty. Okay, what is that? What is that? An hour and a half flight from here? But the point is, guys, think real hard about whether that weed or whatever you using is worth it. Is it worth the risk? Is it worth the risk? You're going to lose it all. Man, I'm shocked by some of the people that was telling me that they getting high overseas in Southeast Asia. As if the example of the basketball player in Indonesia wasn't enough. Who had 132 gummies. And he's going to put his life on the line for that. Y'all some ignorant ass fools, man. It's going to be the people closest to you that's going to turn you in. It's not going to be some stranger. It's going to be the dope dealer who done got caught and turning you in to get extra points, or that woman you sleeping with. All the other people that you getting high with because you don't want to give them nothing. It ain't going to be some stranger. And while we on that subject, hey, Oliver, what's up, man? He said, man, I really missed the show, but I'm back on the channel. Thank you. Appreciate it. We had a lively discussion on the members only, really just me and Rashard Smith, about what a witness to a crime versus a snitch. They're not the same, guys, okay? I'm going to give you my definition of a snitch and then we'll move on. Because this is a toxic situation in the black community. A snitch to me is somebody who's out there committing crimes, gets caught and doesn't want to face the consequences, so he snitches on his fellow drug dealers or his supplier, his the burglar, the burglar ring he's a part of. That's a snitch. Okay? When you see these guys who, the drug dealers or whatever, they get caught, they give them 20 years and they do that whole 20 and keep their mouth shut, those are the exceptions. Most of these guys, they melt under the pressure of a 40-year sentence. They'll tell on their mammy to get out of it. So don't give me that shit. Only the people who snitching out there really are the guys who are committing crimes. Why would you need to snitch? Because I told him, I said, look, if I'm minding my own business and I'm driving up the street and I see a shootout, somebody gets killed, and the guy takes off, I'm a witness to a crime. If I don't say something, now I'm complicit. What I'm supposed to do, just keep on going? That's not a snitch, guys. But y'all make anything out of a snitch. If you report your house being burglarized, he's a snitch. This is how ignorant people have become, guys. If you just saying anything to the police, they label you a snitch. Your house can be broken in too. You call the police, he's snitching. Y'all sick, man. Okay, let me say that. You guys are sick. Okay, that's why crime is so rampant and we got killers running our streets. I'm not going to be in nobody's business. Okay? Just because you sell drugs, that don't mean I'm going to pick up the phone and call the police. I'm going to let one of your cronies do it. He going to get busted and turn all of y'all in. Hey, The Beach of Life, thanks for that super chat. He says, all the way live. Yeah. They don't get a better live stream than this. They might have more viewers. Yeah, that's a rat. That's what I'm talking about. A rat and a witness to a crime are two different people. But hell, they done took snitching and ratting to a whole other degree. They like, if you just talk to the police about your own situation. Yeah, she put a gun out on me. I snitched on this girl. Y'all stupid, man. Keep going with that foolishness. But let's get to what we're going to talk about today. Because this is going to be a lively one today. If you confused about the party and whose party it is, you won't be confused by the time this live stream is over with. This is our goddamn party. And it don't start till you get here. Until you get here, it's business as usual. You want to push back against that? You want to push back against that? Push back. And since it's our party, we're going to be in charge of the budget. It's our budget. We're going to decide how much money spent on the party. What the entertainment is. If you want LaChon and blowjobs, then that's what it's going to be. If that's going to be the entertainment. How many people is invited? See, the problem is you guys invite one person to the party. It's your party. You can invite 3 if you want to. What are they going to do? Nothing. The venue. Where is it going to be? Is it going to be in the hotel, the condo? Where is it going to be, Boracay? Bohol? It's your party. Ain't nothing going on, guys. Don't let these women or men or whoever these other vloggers fool you. It's crickets until you show up. Period. End of story. Okay? He says, I always hear Cal just on replay. I appreciate you, man, really. He said, yeah, show some love, man. Showing love is free. Humans can be intergalactic travelers if we just show some love. Man, love more. Y'all thought I was joking with that. Taking all that love to your grave. All that good love to your grave. It's no good when you're dead. Show somebody some love. I told y'all when I gave that guy, I showed him some love with them Hoka shoes over there. Hell, he was on cloud 9. What's up, Angelos? What's up, Obi-Wan Kenobi? Yeah, who wants to go to jail anywhere? But they always twist shit and take it out of proportion and move the goalposts. And you know good and well that vlog was not about the worst prisons or the toughest drug laws. We're just saying, man, you know, is it worth coming over here getting high? There must be some damn good weed or shabu or whatever it is you using that you want to put your life on the line. Motherfuckers over in Vietnam, Cambodia. Some guy he wants to convince me that he was smoking basically with the police in Cambodia. Yeah, you tell that story to somebody else, fool. Weed is illegal over there. He claimed he's on the balcony on the 4th floor and 20 police is underneath him and he's puffing like a broke stove. Lying like a mug. Knowing he's lying. But, you know, even if they let you slide, even if they let you slide and you got away with it, all it takes is that one time for them to turn you in, man. Has anybody ever watched, what was that? What was that called? Midnight Express? Because the guy had to remind me of that. I didn't mention that on that video. Does anybody remember that? Where the guy gets caught with the heroin over in Turkey? And man, they treated him, man, they beat him. I think he was raped while he was in there. He eventually, this is based on a true story. He eventually escaped dressed as a woman. Hey, Lucky Chicken Wings, I would never even try to get weed over there. Exactly. I don't want to find out about the prison. And you're really going to find out eventually. Hey, Swiss Girl, thanks for that super chat. He said, put this in the plate for the sermon. It's going to be a good one. Yeah. You know, we're going to talk about it, man. We don't care. You get these vloggers, man, they're afraid of hurting somebody's feelings. Okay, they're trying to be Mr. Goody Two-Shoes and appease everybody. Knowing they lying. Knowing they lying. Knowing you the prize all day long. No matter what anybody tells you. We're not talking about mistreating anybody. We're not talking about taking advantage of anybody. I live here. I know what's going on. It's crickets. But when you show up, man, it's a fiesta. It's the fiesta. Okay? They seeing things they never seen before. Going places they never been. Having things they never had before. It's a party. Drink up. Smoke up. Eat up. From the time you land to the time you leave. But one thing I have to remind you, it's your party. Okay? This is where we fuck up. We come over here and make the party about somebody else. We set it up for them. How stupid can you be? Hey, Sharon, thank you for that super sticker. We set it up for them. What's up, Q? He said, why the topic? I thought the guys knew this already. Yeah, but you know, Q, that what we have to do, man, we got new viewers every single day. And no, they don't know this already. Because every day, some man is getting off the plane, setting up somebody else for success over here. Neglecting himself. Throwing self-preservation out the window. He don't even know the definition of self-preservation. He doesn't even realize it's his retirement. What are you doing? It's his money. It's his time. He don't even realize that. He forgets about that. So you got to remind people. Okay, now, if you don't believe me, then come over here for a little while. What happened? Okay, come on over here then. You'll see. It's business as usual. It's quick cricket. It's so quiet you can hear a mouse piss on cotton. Yeah, he said that movie was called Midnight Express, and I was scared for years after seeing that at the drive-in as a child. It's real. It's a real life situation. The guy's over there. He gets caught with all that heroin strapped to his body. And it was hell after that. What's up, Ron? What's up, Richie Rich? He said, this penthouse is kind of cool. He said, I love the thumbnail pic. Yeah, that's the balcony that you sent me. And I said, well, hell, this goes right along with what I'm going to talk about. See? Just don't forget that, guys. You know, does anybody on here, can anybody bear witness to what I'm trying to say over here? About the party and the venue and the guests and the entertainment and the food and everything like that. He said, if you could do things over, what would you have done differently considering the party starts when we're around? Nothing, man. I've had nothing but good times here. The only bad time I had, I told you, when those trolls came after me. And I'm sitting in front of the Philippine authorities. Other than that, it's been party hardy for 17 years, man. That's why I'm still here. I get bored real quick. I've never gotten bored in the Philippines, man. The sooner you learn that you are the party, the better. Okay, don't let them fool you. Oh, you should be happy to be with me. Oh yeah, you think so? Okay, let me walk away and see how quick somebody else comes over here and sees you. He said, have you ever heard of a world passport? I'm not sure, man. Maybe in passing, where you're supposed to be able to go in any country. I don't know. He said, my stupid son called me a simp for treating his mama like a queen. Americans have lost their mind. Yeah. This is what I'm saying. This Gen Z and millennials, they think everybody's a simp. If you take care of your woman, like I take good care of Maryland, some guy got on here and called me a simp. Said, oh, he's a simp. It's over for him, right? The party's over. No, the party just started, dude. If you only knew the parties I've had in 17 years, okay? I can see why the armchair bros are so jealous of us over here. Because once you realize you the party, it's nothing like it, guys, okay? I'm going to give you the 360. Don't ever get confused about that. I can't just tell you the good stuff and leave out the bad stuff. But boy, is it a lot of good stuff over here. Okay, once you realize what you're doing and how things work over here. Yeah. He said, I definitely get you, Cal. It's been a good time since I arrived. And meeting you and Miss Maryland has been cool. Plus for me and a cool plus for me and Shane. Keep the party going. Yeah, you know I'm not lying. For guys that's been to other places. Now your party might be in Thailand. It might be in Vietnam. It might be in Brazil, wherever it is. But there's a party going on here in the Philippines. I wouldn't trade it for the world. So no, I wouldn't do nothing different. He said, no such thing. The closest is a Singapore passport. I know that's number one. Y'all all in my thinking, man. You think I'm playing? Let me show y'all what I wrote. You know, because when people always, whenever I speak about my dissatisfaction with America, people get triggered. You know, and they talking about rescind. Why don't I rescind my citizenship? Are y'all crazy? Just for being dissatisfied? But I put down here, I said, what's the point of having an American passport? If you don't want me to travel, if you don't want to see the options and the other places who may treat me better. Because once I got over here, I was like, yeah, this is it for me. At some point, okay, I'm never going back. I don't know if it's in here. But you guys are all over it with this passport. Here it is. Why give me a passport if you don't want me to travel? I put that on there because I was going to start a whole discussion like that. Because people get triggered on your decisions that you make for your life. That shows you how sick people are out there. Remember just the other day, the last live stream I had, one of the things was, don't let strangers determine your mood or control your mood. This is what they're doing. I'm a stranger to you guys. Y'all don't know me. I don't know y'all. But damn, you're going to get triggered when history backs up what I'm saying. America tolerates black people. Don't you realize black people weren't even included in the original U.S. Constitution? It took almost 100 years for the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment to be put in, where they would even look at black people as if they were humans. And it hasn't gotten that much better, guys. Y'all crazy, man. But yeah, so I said, well, hell, that party over there is over. You know, remember when you get high and all your money's gone and they'll say, yeah, the party's over. What's how it felt in America? Okay, I'm getting ready to re-up. I came to the Philippines and I re-upped. And now, you know, I don't get high on my own supply over here. He said, you're a great inspiration to all of us. I've shared this with a young friend of mine who also has a Filipino wife. Your guidance is the greatest advice a person can get, man. See, that's humbling, man. It's crazy, though. I'm just telling you, just because all of you relate to me. See, that's all. And, you know, I'm brave enough and naive enough to talk about my own life. See, one sure sign that vloggers are running out of content, not when they repeat what they already talked about. You got to do that sometimes. You got to rewarm the leftovers because you're getting new viewers and stuff. It's when they start talking about other vloggers. Look on your feed. This is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. I don't do that. Just talk about your life, man. Nobody want to hear. We watch the same channels you watch. You're not giving us no information about this vlogger over here. Your channel's not going anywhere. He said, I don't go to anywhere that accepts the world passport. I heard of it, I believe, in passing, man, but it was years ago that you could get a passport where you're, but I'm saying, how would that even work? How would they even create that? He said, I'm considering moving to Cebu or Baguio. The province life gets old. I need some spontaneity in my life. I think it'll be a great move for you. I would go to Cebu. Baguio is going to be, it's a tourist trap now. But, go to both of them and see which one you like the best. He said, I like Baguio, but I might get it might get boring after a while. I'm currently in Clark, but I go to Manila every once in a while to mix it up. And see, that's a great idea. That's what I'm doing. See, we're getting ready to go to Cebu. Merlin's got to go to the doctor. And, that's how you mix it up. And the cost to move around here is so reasonable, man, that you can do that. I think that's a mistake, man, when guys come over here and get stuck in one place. It's the mistake I made. He said, we all saw it coming, Q. Yeah, that province life gets old quick, man. Yeah, it's number one. Yeah, because they're not starting any wars, and all of that stuff. And believe it or not, the Philippines used to be way over Singapore. Go back and look. In the 70s, the Philippines was way above everybody over here. But what happened, Singapore elected a dictator in there. And he got strict. And he had a vision for the country. And you're seeing that vision now. They call it the New America. They call it Switzerland. They said Switzerland's doing what America was setting out to do, and then all of a sudden came to a screeching halt. Now it's all about wars and protecting Israel and all the other bullshit. And corruption and all that stuff. Our politics, our political system has been bought and sold. But you can go to these countries. That's why it's good to have a passport, maybe two. The guy got on here and said something the other day. He said pretty soon that blue passport, you're going to be afraid to show it. It may not be welcome in a lot of places. And when he said that, people are going to look at him like, man, you're crazy. I can see that day coming. He said Manila's crime rate the highest in the country, man. No way in hell I'm moving there. Well, actually, it's not Manila. It's not the city of Manila. It's actually Quezon City has the highest crime rate. A lot higher than the city of Manila because it's another congested place. You got to realize Metro Manila has, 20 to 25 million. He said 3/5 of a man. Well, some people, you can misconstrue that as being 3/5 of a man. But what they were saying was for every 5 slaves, it only counted for 3 when it came to the House of Representatives and taxes. For every 5 slaves, it only counted for 3. So down south, where they had a bunch of slaves, they wanted to be 5 for 5. Okay, because of course it's going to have more money. They're going to have more power. But that's where that 3/5 comes from. But yeah, I like Manila. I was wrong about Manila. I was really wrong about Manila. I hadn't seen enough about Manila. And neither has a lot of these bloggers who come on there and talk bad about Manila. They haven't seen Manila, man. It's like, what do you want? What else could you possibly want that Manila doesn't have? Just the fact that you somewhere else, that's all. I saw where Gio's back in the Philippines. I haven't been watching his videos, but I saw where he's back. This place grabs a hold of you. Now, is he going to leave? A lot of vlogs, let me say this before I forget. The Philippines is a great place if you're not a vlogger. If you just come over here, man, because I got a life before Sunshine Shoulders and now. Okay, the life before Sunshine Shoulders was a whole lot more peaceful. Okay, it was a whole lot better, man. Because you got these sick ass people coming after you. You know, they want to, be party poopers, basically. And a lot of vloggers, man, good vloggers, the vloggers that have educated us over the years, they're leaving are getting deported. Because people are jealous. So if Gio does leave, he probably left because it's getting hot here for vloggers. These guys that are going after, they went after pro-life, now they're going after regular guy. Who's next? I told y'all that already. I asked that question already. Who's next? There's got to be somebody next because when they see they having a certain type of success, it's just like Trump when he ran in Venezuela, thinking, I'm going to run in Iran now. When you have that type of success, you get hyped up. You get confident. I can get anybody kicked out now. And just like Trump ran into Iran, they're going to run into the wrong person. I saw them sniffing around on my channel. They're looking at my videos, man. The same people that's fucking with him, I've seen them in my comments, guys. That kind of shit shouldn't be tolerated. It's the people you don't see. It's the people that don't have the YouTube channels that are doing the most harm. Not only here, but everywhere. But these guys are jealous, man. Why don't you leave people alone? Let them live their life. Remember I told you, I'm going to treat people good because life is too short and then you die. You already going to die. The journey here is short. So why I want to fuck your journey up and make you miserable? Because I'm miserable? That's why. But they're going to get theirs, man. I promise you, man. He says, Ray, you're absolutely right. Singapore, gateways to more countries, but my U.S. passport gets me everywhere I plan on going. Which makes a lot of sense. Okay, it exists, but it's not recognized, he's saying, by foreign countries. Well, hell, what's the point then? How much does it cost, Anthony? Yeah, Ron, let me say this. He says there are many polls, but I saw one poll recently where it said the Philippines was the number one place to retire. You got to see who's putting out these polls, what travel, a lot of times they're tourist companies, travel vlogs. Okay, they've got an incentive to make these lists because they'll have places like the happiest people in the world, and all of them is in Europe. None of them is nowhere. Nobody's happy anywhere else but Europe, Switzerland, and all those places, right? You think I'm playing? Look that list up and you be like, who's compiling these lists? He said, ideally, I would choose Cebu. However, according to Philippine crime statistics, Cebu isn't the safest city. Baguio makes the top 5 safest cities in the Philippines. Yeah, but remember, there's no remedy, Q, for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. There's got to be a least and the greatest, But what's the greatest? Does that mean that you run a big risk of getting robbed and killed or something in these places? You're probably safer in Quezon City than you are in that province you're in. You're sitting duck in these provinces, guys. You can't go anywhere. You stick out like a sore thumb. Everybody knows you. They know where you live. They know your routine. You can't blend in. There's probably ain't another black face 100 miles from you where you live, Q. If anybody wants to give you, if anybody wants to get you, they will. He said, what's up, brother? Yeah, what's up, Don? He said, you can't run away from the Philippines. If they want you, they're going to get you. What do you mean? Once you leave the country, they have no jurisdiction over you unless you've done something really bad. But I'm saying to regular guy to stand your ground, man. You know, stand your ground. These guys don't even really know what pisses Filipinos off. If talking about sex and talking about women was what was going to get you deported, we'd all be deported. What really got Pro-Life Traveler in trouble is when he started with that racist shit. When he started, saying, oh, they look like monkeys. That's the worst thing you could ever call somebody over here. And then he starts making those monkey sounds. Let me tell you something. He's lucky to be alive right now. Okay, he's lucky he got out of here alive. Because they paraded him in front of national television. And they played that on a loop of him calling those tricycle drivers monkeys and making those monkey sounds. Trust me, the two-man tandem had already had him on the list. I promise you that. That's what will get you killed. If that's the case, then they need to go after these Filipino vloggers. Who's exploiting Filipino women more than these Filipino vloggers? Feeding them to these hungry, desperate men. They have no idea what they're doing. Talking about all the 3 holes, the swallowing baby juice and all that stuff. Do you shave down there and all that stuff? If that's the case, all you fuckers wouldn't be allowed in the Philippines. Because they know that's on your mind. That's what's on your mind. He said, stand your ground. Yeah, stand your ground, man. It's all accusations till they put some proof. I did see where he's gotten rid of a lot of his videos, man. He's deleted a lot of his videos, man. I wouldn't do that. Look, man, I'm telling you, somebody who, now we're different. I've got a lot to lose than him. But I've said in front of those people, and they will listen to you. They're going to look through your channel. That's what they did. But remember, it's only accusations till there's proof. Yeah. He said, yeah, he just went back to Thailand. He was just visiting some friends. Yeah, but I think, a lot of these guys, man, because believe it or not, if you go in those comments, they're talking about Gio. The same people that's putting pressure on regular guy and who put pressure, on Pro-Life Traveler, the people in the comments are saying, yeah, you need to go after Gio. He's the creepiest of them all. That's how it gets started. Because they got to go somewhere else, guys. Once, they're finished with regular guy, they coming for somebody else. Who's next? They listed a bunch of people. See, I read the comments. He said, don't commit to nothing before you get here, boots on the ground. Yeah. Good advice, but that's hard to follow. That's what they gonna do. That's their number one goal, is to get you to commit. Let me meet you at the airport. See, she's trying to manage your party. You can do that yourself. Okay, what do they call them? Party, arrangers. Is that what they call them? What do they call them when you hire somebody to do your party? Well, that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to slide in there and manage your party for you. He said, your video earlier definitely hit home for me. So many of us fall short in our retirement years because of other people's wants and dreams and needs of what we have worked all of our lives to have. Well, I'm glad you brought this up, man, because I skipped right over it. It's my retirement, and I'm just speaking my mind, guys. A lot of these guys, they're afraid to say what's on their mind. Not me. A lot of us do. We give our retirement away. All we have is stolen. So I said, I'm taking mine back. Am I wrong to say This is my retirement. When you think about retirement, what do you think about? Relaxing, resting, doing the things you like to do, traveling, etc., etc. You don't want to be on somebody else's time, and that happens real quick over here. Next thing you know, you set everything up for them, and you look around, you be like, "Well, damn, I ain't got nothing. I spent all my money on somebody else. I don't have a dime." This is what you're gonna say. So at some time you gotta say, okay, I'm taking it back. I spent my whole life. If you're a man and you're retired, you spent your whole life taking care of everybody else. Because this is what society expects you to do. They tell you to do that, and we follow along. We think that's being a good man. So, but then you say, okay, now that I'm retired, shouldn't I get a break from that? It should be a time out, man. Of all that taking care of people, man, I sent all that money. And the reason I really sent the money, it started with my grandson. He's my oldest grandson. He's getting ready, he's going into middle school this year. So when you go to middle school, people get conscious about their clothes and their shoes and stuff, right? Well, his cheap-ass grandmother, which is my ex-wife, she's taking them to Walmart. And he said, "Granddaddy, can you buy me a pair of Jordans?" Right? I said, "Well, I'll send you $100. And just put that on the shoes you want." But then I got to thinking, okay, let me just go on and send him the money for him some Jordans and to get some clothes. So I did them all the ones that are in school. Almost $2,000. And I thought to myself, wait a minute. Am I still supposed to be doing that all the way till I die? Don't I ever get a break? Oh, okay, yeah. You mean over in Singapore? He said Lee Kuan Yew. He said, I forgot his name. I had to look it up. Dude was an amazing leader. He had a vision. He had a vision. And you see it now. But believe it or not, man, the Philippines was fresh off of their independence from America, man. And they had a nice run for a while. In 1975, they had the #1 Air Force in Asia. Period. Okay, man, you go back and look. Before the Japanese invaded and there was a war in Manila and all that, how beautiful Manila was. And then, after it was over, they rebuilt Manila. But it sort of, became the, the big city of dreams. So now you've got 20% of the people in the Philippines in Metro Manila. And that's going to cause some problems. A whole lot of problems, man. I don't care how good your infrastructure is. It's going to cause problems. What about your sanitation and all of that? Man, you got all kind of problems, man. He said, sometimes your worst enemy will be a family member. It's always somebody close by. It's never a stranger. It's never a stranger. Now with online shit, anybody can send out an email and something like that. But for the most part, people got to know you and know what you're doing in order to turn you in. Or they guessing. Well, this is just something. He says, why don't Americans need a visa to enter the Philippines? Well, it's just an agreement they've come to. That's all. Probably something that, when he who has the gold makes the rules. It probably had something to do with that. Remember the Philippines was a colony of America's. Then maybe that was part of their, the deal to give them their independence. Look, we can come over here. We don't need a visa. But I don't know. What's up, Juice? Yeah. This is my point, Thomas. There's always going to be a least and a greatest. He said, name a city that doesn't have crime. You can help that, Q. You really can. There's some things you can do to keep yourself safe. Lessen the percent of you getting robbed. Don't be out there after midnight. Don't be out there spooked on Shabu. Going all up through Tondo looking for a hit. Yeah, he says, you always talking about the sleeping giant. Can you elaborate on that? Well, this isn't new news, Q. This isn't nothing new. So it's not like, oh, he's meddling in the politics and stuff like that. I'm not. You could easily find this right there. They've got, those freedom fighters is what I call them, down in Mindanao. The United States calls them terrorists. And there's an insurrection down south in Mindanao. That's why they don't want you down there. If you go back in the history of the Philippines, before the Spanish came over, man, people had kingdoms down there. And when the Spanish came over, they cut all that stuff and divided all that stuff up. And then when America came in, they just left it the same. Those people was like, look, this is our land for thousands of years. Fuck what the Spanish did. And they still fighting. They still mad about that. And then America went down there and committed the Asian Holocaust, killed all them people. There's a lot of mass graves down in Mindanao. We're responsible as Americans, guys. Filipinos are some very, forgiving people. That would be like the Germans. I mean, like Israel allowing the Germans to come there after the Nazis, after what they did. Man, we put a whooping on this place. They try to sugarcoat that, man. History don't lie. America fucked over the Philippines for that little time we was in control. Okay? We killed more people in the first 4 years than Spain killed in the 350 years. America was some nasty, ornery fuckers like they are today. Ain't nothing changed. Okay? There ain't nothing changed. Look that history up. They was calling Filipinos the N-word. They got interviews with soldiers in the paper. You can look this stuff up. It's easy to look it up. Yeah, I killed so many ninjas today. And them ninjas came at me and, I blew them away. They talking to these soldiers. Yeah, that's the sleeping giant. Ramzi Yusuf. And all those guys, ISIS. They're all down there. Ramzi Yusuf used to go down there and help those people to show them how to build bombs. But let's get off of that. But it's easy for you to see. It's just not nothing new. It's not like, oh, cows is exposing all this stuff. No, stuff's been there. But a lot of guys, I didn't know when I first came over here. And didn't know until I met my ex-wife, my ex-Filipino wife. Did I even know anything about any of that? She educated me because she lived in Zamboanga. He said, oh, you don't understand what you mean by that. Yeah, they're quiet now, and I give credit to the Philippine government. They keep that stuff quiet, and out of the headlines for obvious reasons, but they're down there, man. Why do you think, okay, have you ever asked yourself, Q, okay, the Philippines is a level 2 travel advisory. And why is it level 3 in Mindanao? And why is it level 4 in some areas in Mindanao? All you got to do is to try to find out the answer to that question, and you'll find out about the sleeping giant. Okay? A lot of Americans died down there. A lot of foreigners, man. So it's not like I'm exposing nothing. That stuff's out there if you want it. Hey, this is Hitman. He lives closer to that damn mountain, that volcano than me. He said, don't be a dick, no politics, be humble, give back to the community and make yourself work more alive than dead. Be retarded and slow your roll. This is perfect right here. But that's hard for some people to do. If you're an asshole in America, Hitman, you're going to bring it over here. If you're entitled there, you're going to bring it over here. Not realizing, man, the Filipino people really are warm and welcoming, man. If they wasn't, you wouldn't be here. Okay, they could fuck you up at any time. You don't even know where it's coming from. But they don't do it. They don't bother you. They let you have the complete run of this place so long as you don't be a dick, no politics, be humble, give back to the community and make yourself work more alive than dead. Be retarded and slow your roll. Just like what he said. But what do? We come over here, act like we own the place. Disrespecting the people. Talking down on them. Oh, look at me. You know, I'm poor in my country. I'm middle class in my country, but I'm rich over here. So you're going to hang that over their head. And all that stuff, right? See, that's not what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about you come to the Philippines for you. You don't come here for nobody else. Because when you make it about somebody else, now you don't have any control over that other person. You don't know what they're liable to do. Okay, you might build up this great life for both of y'all, and then she do a 180. You get deported and lose everything. And people are pushing back on that. Oh, you legally still own that stuff over there if you get deported. Yeah, well, good luck trying to sell it. Good luck trying to sell what you got in the Philippines 8,000 miles away. You'll be lucky to get a penny on a dollar for what you've left over here. But people are ignorant. Anything you say, they're going to push back. I'm telling you, like Frank said, slow your roll. Because you fuck around, come over here, spend all that money in the beginning. It happens all the time. Y'all break up, you've lost it all. You've lost it all. Hey, what's up? He said, back on the hamster wheel. I got back from the Philippines at midnight. Wow. Well, it's a hell of a schedule. What's up, Aubrey? He said, Geo screw. Now, that's what they said. Man, look, guys, if you want to see the weirdest of the weird people, go into those comments of those vloggers, the ones that are attacking people. Man, you be saying, like, man, we live in a fucked up world. We live in a fucked up world. I'm telling you now. When you got people who, they celebrate your downfall. Like, dude, I'm only going to be here a few years. Can you just let me enjoy my time on Earth, man? I want to tell them trolls out there, the Philippine authorities are very capable of handling their business over here. They don't need your help. See, those are snitches, Rashard. What those guys are doing. No, I'm not defending a creep. See, you're missing the whole point. I'm not defending a creep. You don't know he's a creep because you don't know him. You jump into conclusions. If they can do him like that, they can do you like that. Why don't they go out to the real people? The real criminals over here. You ain't seen that man do nothing. Oh, yeah, he gave a vape to a 10-year-old, a boy. When I can send Booby right around the damn corner right now to give me a pack of cigarettes, a red horse, and a Tanduay at the sorry store, and they'll sell it to her. Get off of here with that. You don't know what them people are doing. I'm telling you what got him deported. Okay? He didn't have a leg to stand on when he's calling Filipinos monkeys. He's lucky he didn't die. No, I ain't touching no little girls, man. You ain't saw that. You ain't saw that. And you can misinterpret that any way you want. You guys get on here with that stuff. Y'all dangerous, man. Those are some pretty healthy charges y'all leveling at people. This fool's had me for human trafficking, exploiting Filipino women. All you fuckers exploiting Filipino women, are you trying? You hypocrites. I ain't defending no creeps. I'm defending the principle. Leave people alone. Let the authorities handle it. Man wasn't doing that. Do you really know there's some real creeps over here? But you don't know them. You don't see them. Every now and then, you'll see where the police and the authorities will bust them. And they'll show you. Oh, yeah, the guy's got a camera and he's, making these little kids perform sex acts and he's selling the video footage to people overseas. They're not doing that. And even if they did, you don't know it. You guys just jump to the conclusion. If one guy says he's a creep, you following the followers, man. No, I'm sorry. You barking up the wrong tree. I'm talking about the principle of it. Pretty soon, they're going to come after your ass. Okay, remember, your wife is 18. How old was she when you met her? Was she 18? You'll never tell the truth. We don't want to hear that shit, man. They could get you the same way. All they got to do is, the accused wife is 18. She was 17 when he met her. How they gonna prove it? All they want to do is put the accusations out there and then make you defend yourself. So now don't get on here calling people creeps. All you fuckers are creeps. If they're creeps. No, sorry. See, this is bullshit here. He said they like us here because we are allies and we came back and freed them from the Japanese. Who do you think had the Philippines under brutal occupation on December the 7th, 1941? Endless Pursuits. You guys better know your history. The Japanese invaded the Philippines December the 8th, 1941. December the 7th, 1941, the Philippines was under brutal occupation by the U.S. government. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. I guess you think people are stupid. We don't know our history. This is the reason why Filipinos speak English. Endless Pursuits. That's the bullshit history that's getting thrown out there. Not where the order was given by the general, the army general over here, to kill everybody 10 and over down in Mindanao. Because Filipinos start fighting back. When we came over here, we thought, oh, these are savages. They don't have any modern weapons. They don't have this and they don't have that. Shit. Filipinos got to doing that guerrilla warfare, killing servicemen over here. They got to fighting back. And they couldn't handle it. Just like now. Same attitude. They done killed all them people in Iran. And we've lost a few people, and my heart goes out to them. But if you lose one American, it's going to make the news over and over on a loop. But you send a bomb to kill 170 children, and it's an afterthought. But you're lying right here. This is a lie. That's why they speak English. They didn't have a choice. Okay? When America occupies you, it's a brutal occupation. There ain't nothing nice about it. Okay? Read your history before you get on my channel with that bullshit. What's up, Smiley? This is bullshit. This is the shit that goes around. That's a lie. Even when we ran the Japanese out, guess what? We still occupied the Philippines. We finally gave them their independence in 1946. But no, it ain't, yeah. He said, you're right. When I visited my wife's hometown, I was the first black man they ever saw. The children asked me if they could touch me. And they called me Michael Jordan. I told him he stole her. Yeah, Q's a sitting duck, rather, is what I'm saying. He's a sitting duck. He doesn't realize this is why, okay, remember I told y'all, even though I was living actually in Zamboanga City, which I was in a red zone than Elliot Eastman, but he's in the province. I'm surrounded by all these witnesses, police, bomb dogs, military, and all that. Even though Zamboanga is twice as dangerous than where he was. Had he been living in Zamboanga, he'd probably be alive today. Or if he would have heeded the advice of the police. Guys, these police over here ain't no joke, man. Did y'all see the young lady just got killed here? The influencer, you know, I ain't going to talk a whole lot about it. It's in the paper. But a young vlogger here got killed. 24 years old. Shit. They found out who did that, man, you know, in 1 or 2 days. These people over here ain't no joke, man. They don't have a snitch mentality over here. If they see somebody committing a crime, they're going to turn you in. That's what it should be. He said, when I come visit, some Filipino women and men have offered to show me around Cebu. Should I take them up on that offer and move around myself? Yeah, don't do that. You don't need that. Okay, Ron. And the reason you don't need it is because everything's in English. You can read, can't you? Okay, don't do that, man. You're dealing with strangers. Okay? And you're not going to get a good deal anyway. Hell, they're going to bust your head like the guy busted Geechee Lyons' head. And this was a foreigner that busted his head, hooked him up with some tour guide in Iloilo. No, was it Iloilo or Davao? And charged him 4,000 pesos a day. Really? Ah. That's crazy. I told Geechee Lyons to his face, you got scammed. You don't need no damn taxi to take you everywhere around Davao every day. You could see Davao in 1 day for real. What you need to see. You guys are crazy. He said, so I can wear designer clothes or jewelry when I go to Boracay anywhere over there? So I can't? No, you can if you want. I mean, but what's the point, man? You know how hot it is over here? Why you want to mess up your good clothes and stuff over here? It's humid over here. Don't you want to relax? Look at this shirt I got on. It's about as sharp as I be over here. I got some nice polo shirts over there. I very seldom wear them, Anthony, man. It's hot over here. You can get you some nice t-shirts, some nice shorts, some nice flip-flops, man, and be done with it, man. This is a tropical paradise. Well, you look like you want to wear Gucci socks and all that old stuff. What did the rapper say? You know, from head to toe, you got on Gucci and all that stuff. I'm not going to ruin my Jabot and all that stuff, man. You beating your purpose. He says, I have to be more modest and simple. I would. You're going to be more comfortable for sure. You know, you're going to be off the radar as much as possible. You're going to blend in Boracay because it's people from all over the world there. But when you leave Boracay and you go back to Manila, or Cebu, Dumaguete, or something like that, they're going to see you. Now, are they going to pay attention to you? No, in that instance, you're really invisible because they've got more important things to worry about. Remember I did a video years ago about we're really invisible. Yeah, they see you until they pass you. Then that man is back to, I need to get a job. I got to put something on the table. I got to make ends meet. They're not worried about you like that. Okay? He said, don't put a target on your back, bro. I wouldn't wear stuff that shows how much money you have. They already think you're rich. Well, you know, you're rich relevant to them. Or relative to them, rather, is what I want to say. But yeah, you don't want to be a target, man. Hey, what's up, Rashad? Yeah, anytime, brother. Yeah, that was yesterday, my time. Today, your time. You know, we're 12 hours different. But yeah, you know, you didn't hurt my feelings. Because I know what a rat is. I know what a snitch is in my definition. But a witness to a crime and a rat or a snitch is two different things, man. The people who are snitching and who are helping the police solve these crimes are these tough guys who get online and everything and tell you that you are weak for snitching. The police are not solving these crimes, guys. It's the criminals that are helping them solve the crimes. They've been busted. Okay, they can't do the time. Man, look, we had a guy, man. I'm talking about a big drug dealer. What? Over 13 states, this guy was running cocaine and crack. A millionaire. And guess what? The head guy, they busted him. He told on everybody underneath him. And copped out for a 20-year sentence because he was looking at mandatory life without parole. This is in the 90s, guys. This is what happens. It ain't some little old lady standing by her phone waiting to see the drug dealer ride by and call the police. It's the tough guys out there that been caught. And they ain't really tough. And it's the same way all around the world. And you said, oh yeah, but the Italians bullshit. You think Sammy the Bull was the first mafia guy to snitch? Man, you better do your research. He said, yeah, Anthony, it's too hot to be wearing jewelry anyway. Yeah, you guys are crazy, man, but you're not crazy, Anthony. I'm saying you're just bringing the Western thinking over here. That's all you got. But when you get over here, you ain't gonna want to wear that hot ass chain and that hot ass watch, man. I'm telling you, man, it's gonna burn you. He said 18 is too young for me, but she's not a girl. 18 years old is a young woman. Yeah, no, but you missed my point. Or 68 DVR. I'm saying when Q was calling people creeps with no evidence at all. It's just his, opinion. He ain't got no facts. If somebody else calls a man a creep, oh, look at him, he's touching girls. He ain't put that on video. No, he said he's touching them inappropriately. Right? Now, you know that's a judgment call there. Well, I said, Q, you married your girl when she was 18. Who's to say you wasn't talking to her when she was 17 or 16? Okay, even though you probably, didn't do anything wrong, this is how the trolls work. They throw that out there and then they make you defend yourself. You sitting in front of NBI, going through videos and pictures of you and her together, showing them that, she really was 18 when I met her. He said, why is Q in the Philippines always on your channel starting shit? He really needs to be deleted from making comments on your site. Well, not really. Here's what Q does, man. Q, he keeps it honest. He keeps me honest, really. From an outsider, he looks like, you always starting shit, right? But he really brings up stuff that other people won't bring up because they think I'll put him off the channel. He know I'm not going to put him off the channel. But remember, right now, Kool-Aid Coasty, Q is frustrated. He's not with his wife. He's not with his son. He's jacking off every night. He's not getting the tune-up and the oil change and all that. Man, you can get addicted to that stuff, man. He's 30 years old. He's full of testosterone. He wakes up, man, ready to beat himself to death. And then he has to look himself in the mirror. He's embarrassed. Now I got to go on Sunshine Shows. I'm going to cause some problems for some people. Because he said he wasn't going to beat off anymore. He promised himself, I'm not going to do it. I promise. I'm going to jack off anonymous. My name is Q. I beat myself. Hey, Q. What's your sobriety date, Q? My sobriety date is July the 28th. And he got a new damn sobriety date every day. Because his imagination is working. He knows what he got when he gets here. He going to get it whenever he wants, however he wants. But now he done. He's 8,000 miles away. All he got is this. And he looks at people like me. No, I'm going to get it whenever I want it. I'm like my buddy Smiley said. When it stands up, she knocks it down. There ain't even no question about that. Okay? All right? There ain't no question about that. And these guys, these armchair bros, they jealous of that, see? Because they part of the jackhammer crew. He said, Q's a dry hater. And Rashad don't be playing, man. He's one of these Baltimore guys. But Q's all right, for real. Y'all need to check out his channel. He got a good channel. I don't know what, it just hasn't caught traction because, man, the algorithm is cruel. And timing is everything. And, he talks all that stuff, that crazy stuff on my channel. But on his channel, he don't. See, you go on his channel, he's showing you the bathroom in the province and all that, and the traffic in his province. He's not talking about women and stuff like he does over here. And it's my way or the highway, and I got the money, so she gonna do what I say. He does none of that. He only does that on my channel, where he can be anonymous. Okay, where the NBI, anybody trying to get him, can't go back and say, well, look what you said right here about Filipino women. He said, bro, the U.S. and Filipinos brought together against the Japanese. What are you talking about? They didn't have a choice. I'm telling you that the Japanese invaded the Philippines December the 8th, 1941, man. That's what I'm talking about. December the 7th, the United States had its foot on the Philippines' neck. That's what I'm telling you. A brutal occupation, fool. Read your damn history, man. Get off my channel with that misinformation. We brutalized these people for almost 50 years. What are you talking about? If the United States is occupying you, it ain't fun. Okay? Ain't nothing funny about that. Ain't nothing good about that. The Filipinos are smart. Okay, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Okay? You think the Philippines was in cahoots, was all happy-go-lucky with America December the 7th, 1941. You crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. The Philippines was under a brutal occupation by America. There wasn't nothing nice about that. That's why they're the only Asian country that speaks English. Okay? They speak it better than we do because they didn't have a choice. Okay? I know what dealing with that United States government is about. I know how cruel and ornery they are. They're funding a genocide right now over in Gaza. Okay? They won't even say genocide. That's how ornery they are. But they'll call all these other places a genocide that are far less. They're not even as bad as what's going on. The systematic killing of children and babies and, malnutrition and all that. The ethnic cleansing of that area over there. They won't even say that the old rotten ass politicians won't even form their lips to say it. Don't tell me about that American government, man. The Philippines was under a brutal occupation. Hey, Anthony, thank you for that super chat. He said, I appreciate you, Cal, in the chat. Talking about they was fighting side by side. Yeah, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Yeah, Q is, he's what's your name, man. He's frustrated right now. He swore up and down he wasn't going to beat himself anymore. Hey, sure, December 7th, yeah. That's when Pearl Harbor, see, the Japanese invaded Pearl Harbor. Then they invaded the Philippines December the 8th. He said, I just read that today here. In history, they tried to cover it up. Well, you don't hear about the Filipino-American War. You hear about the Spanish-American War. Man, we killed so many people over here, they called it the Asian Holocaust. Depending on who you want to listen to, they're talking about in between 600,000 and 1 million Filipinos the United States military killed in that war. Okay? That's why them guys down there, see, that's why the United States didn't like Duterte. Duterte was a history buff. He knew the history. Okay, and then when they start talking about human rights, he shot back. He said, y'all hypocrites, the way y'all treating black people over there. Shooting them in the back. He said, you shooting unarmed black men in the back over there. Duterte said that. That's why he's in the Hague right now. But you think Netanyahu, who you think is worse? Netanyahu's riding ass or Duterte? Man, y'all don't know how evil that fucking United States government is, man. But y'all want to push back because I said, hey, I'm tired of being treated like that. Your foot is off my neck. I don't owe you nothing. I work for everything I got. I earned everything I got. I'm not giving up my citizenship. Too many people died for me to enjoy the rights over there, but that's my prerogative. Don't get triggered because I don't want to live there anymore. Okay, I'm setting an example. Some guys say, oh yeah, you deserted your kid. No, my kids are grown. And I've already showed them. They haven't had enough. They wouldn't understand what I was talking about anyway. They'll be just like you. What's wrong with Cal? Okay, I've experienced enough to know that place is not for me. I'm not wanted there. Okay? So unless you're going to come with facts, endless pursuits, don't get on here with that foolishness. He said, look how the U.S. treat Puerto Rico, and that's supposed to be an American territory with no rights or power. All you got to do is go back into history. How do you think Hawaii became a part of the United States? Do you think they just went over there in Hawaii and said, oh, we want to be a part of the United States and handed over their country, their culture, and everything? No. It's a lot of blood spilled over that. Same with Guam. Same with all these U.S. territories and stuff. You know, when you talk about the Monroe Doctrine, which you read, guys, history matters. Now they trying to come out to Cuba. They already did Venezuela. They rotten, man. And then when you grow up and you realize that we're not the good guys like you've been told we're the good guys all your life, you got to make a decision. I don't believe in Santa Claus anymore. I made that decision. I don't believe in Jesus anymore. I grew to a point in my life where I said, okay, I know right from wrong. I know better now. I got to let that go. Same with America. We're not the good guys, guys. We're wicked. We're the bad guys. Okay? We're the ones who are spreading terror all around the world. Take that the way you want to take it. That's facts. Okay? I don't want to hear that bullshit you talking. It doesn't mean I'm not grateful. No. Sorry. Because they don't know the history. They're not being taught that part of history. Okay? Something like that. He said they are eternally grateful for our help in World War II. Oh, really? Didn't you just hear me tell you that prior to the Japanese invading the Philippines was under brutal occupation from America? When did that change? Okay? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Of course, they're going to fight next to Americans to save their country. They probably fought harder than the Americans because it's their country. Then you guys get on here with that foolishness, man. Have you ever heard about the Asian Holocaust over here? Something like that. Why are Filipinos speaking English? Something like that. Okay? And none of these other countries over here speak it like that. Something like that. Talk to me, man. Sitting there looking stupid. You ain't got a bit of sense. You don't know what you're talking about. Hey, Q-Dub, thanks for that super sticker. Now, this is a government worker right here. Michael Beecher Life said something pretty profound earlier. He said there's three Americas. He said the government, the people, and the economy. I'm talking about the government. It's who I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the people. But if you say something, if you voice your dissatisfaction with the politics over there, because guess what? Everything's politics. You got to deal with politics every day, everywhere. Oh, now you're not a patriot anymore. I'm supposed to just sit there and act like I don't see what's right in front of my face. Fuck that. And anybody that comes to me with that stuff, that's a racist country over there. It was built on the back of blacks, Chinese, okay? It was built for white people. White people run America right to this day. But y'all don't want facts. Y'all just want opinion. Give a damn what you think. You know, y'all just making excuses. You know, good and damn well America ain't been nice to nobody. I'm like, yeah, you ain't excusing what America did. Well, say what they did. They did it. It's already done. Black people weren't even a part of the original U.S. Constitution. As a matter of fact, they put in there where they were upholding slavery. And they said any slave, any runaway slave that was caught had to be returned to the owners. It wasn't that this place was not built for, that place over there was not built for black people. It's the same to this day. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Filipinos probably fought harder than the Americans because it's their country. But y'all act like we're the good guys. There's nothing good about that government over there, man. Okay, if y'all think I'm playing, guess who they're calling the enemy of the planet right now? The United States military. I'm talking about the Pentagon. I'm not talking about our brave men and women who fight and sacrifice everything for us. I'm talking about the Pentagon. And all the war and hell that they put on the earth, man, and destroyed the earth. They're calling the enemy of the earth the U.S. military. But if you tell me that Netanyahu, that Duterte is worse than Netanyahu, you guys are crazy, man. I'm just saying, you know, it didn't, this is real history. It's not shit that you make up. A lot of you guys haven't even picked up a book in years. You only go by what Fox News says, CNN, NBC. They're lying to you. They're lying to you about the war in Iran right now. And the reason they keep stopping and going and stopping and going. We're fighting on too many fronts right now. We bombing over in Africa. We're all over in South America. You know, claiming that we're killing drug dealers. I don't think anything about it. I don't know anything about that case because, like I said, you don't get the truth in the media. Y'all just going, listen, guys, don't let strangers control your mood. This is what the media is doing. Everybody's got a different story. Okay, they can make you hate the people who he was with. And then you got people that saying, oh, it's his fault. You're never going to know the truth. It's a sad situation that a young guy got killed like that. He died, brother. He's dead. That's the only facts that we really know 100%. The rest of that shit, man, you're never going to know. You're going to go crazy. But what I'm talking about, Now you bullshit, man. You're a lie. Yeah, they forever grateful because they don't know the history, just like you don't know it, Brent. People ain't forever grateful. Not the real historians here. They know what America did to the Philippines, the hell that it wrought on this place. When they showed up in 1899, the Philippines thought, oh, these are liberators. No, they were conquerors. They were occupiers. Okay, and they killed hundreds of thousands of Filipino men, women, children, and babies. Okay? That's facts, okay? I'm sorry. What y'all talking about? Like I said, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Of course they're going to like it. If you over there trying to fight off the Japanese. You're talking about the Filipinos have been colonized and occupied 3 times. The Spanish, American, Japanese. And they still allow us over here to this day. But because y'all don't know the history, y'all come over here with y'all's bullshit. Okay, you don't try to have no kind of compassion, no kind of understanding of what their history is here. Oh, you can't own land here. I don't blame them. Yeah, they don't have no critical thinking, man. They just going by what they hear. They really think it's a white man up there with a beard looking over their affairs. Only when it's convenient. Because you ain't following it. When I made the short about, man, we need to love each other more. If that could solve the world's problems. There's too much unused love in the world today. Oh, Jesus said that. Okay, well, if Jesus said that, why aren't you doing it? Somebody said, the greatest of these is love, and they're talking about something about God and all that. I'm like, yeah, well, if y'all ain't listening to God, you certainly ain't gonna listen to me. Y'all hypocrites, man. All this religious shit, man, don't mean nothing. When you got babies starving around the planet. People dying. A handful of people with the greed. All we have to do is love each other. And it could solve all the problems. Okay? We'd be on a whole other level. The pie's big enough. But they want it all. Okay? They want it all. They don't want you to have shit. He said, I had to hit you with that super sticker because my wife and our whole family did not know about the Filipino War, David Fagan, until I showed them a Filipino vlogger talking about it. Yeah, they don't know. They're not taught that really, or they don't care. They're out here trying to do things that are constructive for right now. Okay? And it wasn't a whole lot, David Fagan, my hat's out to him, but it wasn't that many Buffalo Soldiers that even deserted over here, guys. Y'all done took that and spent it and ran off with it. It was only like 30 Buffalo Soldiers that deserted, and only about half of them, about 15, ran over to the Philippine side. It wasn't enough to make a difference. But the principle, they was like, shit, they treat us just as bad in America. I'm going to help y'all fight these devils. That was what David Fagan then was talking about. But y'all don't want to hear the truth. Y'all keep on wanting to hear that bullshit over and over and over. America is evil, man. They're the terrorists, the real terrorists around the world. Like, damn. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to see all the hell we wrought on this earth. Even right to this day. Over in Africa, South America, Iran. For what? But then you got people who've actually fought for America, sacrificed their bodies, their minds, their spirit. They can't even get health care over there. Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is, man. Now they make me mad, man. I'm not preaching. I'm just telling facts. Just to get on here with that bubblegum history. That's what I call it. Yeah, I just said it. They ain't fucking with nobody. Look at what they did. Okay. Israel said, we got all our neighbors. We got to get rid of them. Put leaders there that are friendly to Israel. So guess what the United States did? We bombed every country, all of their neighbors, all of the 7 countries that they said we needed out of the way to further their goals. Iran was the last one. Every last one of them. Now, you ain't for the one nothing. You getting on here. No, we're not. That's not why. That's not why we're allies. We're allies because we gave them their independence. We took our foot off their neck. Man, don't y'all realize that people have been concerned about this Filipino and American relationship for centuries? Mark Twain, what do you think he came up with that white man's burden? He was talking about the Philippines and how the white man thinks he's got to civilize everybody around the planet. He's like, what y'all doing way over there worried about the Philippines? You should be, he was talking America first a long time ago, you cocksuckers. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. He's like, what are we doing? We ain't got no business way over there in the Philippines. He called it the white man's burden. They're always trying to, like they're the most civilized people on the planet, knowing they're not, still wiping their ass with paper. In 2026, Americans still wipe their ass with toilet paper. While all y'all going around stinking over there. I'm not afraid to say it. Yeah. Bullshit. And what happened, Brent? What happened? Even if your view of the story is correct, what happened? Just like what I said, the Philippines is thinking, oh yeah, help is on the way. They're liberators. No, they're occupiers, colonizers, brutally colonized the Philippines. Okay? Yeah, you want to talk about Teddy Roosevelt? Man, you guys, y'all's leaders and forefathers over there, man, y'all guys don't want to talk to me because y'all don't want to know the history. Yeah. See, that's who they have. Most of the Buffalo Soldiers remain with the unit, the United States government. They didn't desert. They didn't run off. Only about 30 did. And only about 15 of them ended up helping the Philippines, and maybe even less than that. But the story, it's hard. It's a bitter pill to swallow when you grow up on all this propaganda that we're the good guys. And then you grow up and you realize we're the bad guys. It's a bitter pill to swallow. I'm very disappointed. I'm very dissatisfied with my country. And dissatisfaction is a great motivator. But I'm going to sit around and act like what I'm seeing, living, and experiencing is not what I'm seeing, living, and experiencing. Man, there's a video right now of a doctor. She's a PhD. Her name is Robin DiAngelo. A white lady who studied this shit, man, for her whole career. You don't want to watch her videos, certainly if you're white. And if you're one of those Negroes that's still in denial, it's going to hurt your feelings. How they feel about you over there. Even to this day. And then they want to try out Obama. Oh, they want to try it out. The guy did. Condoleezza Rice. What's the black guy? Colin Powell. I said, fool, there's 40 million black people in the United States, and you're going to try out a few Sambos. And want that's what they always do. Y'all crazy, man. Let's move on to something else. Because, y'all don't really know. That's really, I should take Angelo Habib's advice and create another channel and just talk about that. Because that's really what I'm passionate about. Okay? But don't tell me what I'm seeing, living, and experience, not what I'm seeing, living, and experiencing. White people ain't never had to march and fight in the streets for not a goddamn thing. But then you're going to sit there and tell me I'm putting limitations on myself. Shut the fuck up. You never had to fight and die to vote. White men in America. They gave the white vote to the white woman. They control everything. They always have in America. But they never had to go through what I had to go through, what my people had to go through. But they quick to tell you that what you're living, seeing, living, and experiencing is not what you see and living and experience. You say racism, they go crazy. They'll generalize everybody else. When you start generalizing white folks, they get mad. They get mad when you start talking about, yeah, all white folks this and all white folks that. Because they brought up to think, oh, they're individuals. Okay? This is just facts. I don't have nothing against white folks. I'm just telling you the situation over there in America. Don't you know that, who do you think Hitler learned all the lessons that he eventually used against Jewish people in Germany? From America, you dumbasses, and how they treated black people. Doing Jim Crow and all of that. All the tactics America used against black people, Hitler simply stole and took it over there and used it against the Jewish people. That's facts. Okay? Yeah, they got me worked up when they want to push back when I said I'm tired of being tolerated. You cocksuckers have no idea what I've been through. Yeah, that's my prerogative to leave. If I want to go over there, I can, because I pay taxes, I still vote. Why am I going to live over there? Because I'm one of those guys, you'll see me on the news with the AK-47. But I'm not going to be shooting first graders. I know who to shoot. Well, the guy said between 10 and 20 years, it's going to be gone. And they still going to be, they in denial about that shit over there. Even they running out of the damn place. There's more of them over here than it is us. They even know. They see the writing on the wall. Hell, you got a whole big swath of MAGAs over here in the Philippines. Because they know it's going to be some blowback. When the dust settles and that rotten motherfucker that's in office right now is out of there, okay, it's going to be blowback against all you MAGA. Y'all going to go into the woodwork. That's what's going to happen. No, I'm going to have the AK-47. I want that banana clip. But I'm not going to be shooting innocent people. I know who to shoot. I'm going to go out in a blaze of glory. That's why I left. Okay, I'm just telling you. But I left because I'm not ready to die for nothing. Because the black people ain't going to do nothing. They just going to keep going along to get along. They done got used to being tolerated. People like Martin Luther King and all of them, Medgar Evers and Malcolm X and all the great leaders that died, the Kennedys, they died for nothing. I'm not going to die for you sorry bastards over there. And so you can make a holiday out of my name. Yeah, big deal, but ain't shit changed. That's all I'm saying. He said, Jordan said, today they want us out of their country. Yeah, look at all the hell. Now, yeah, we you know, these guys don't. No. Yeah, well, that's your opinion. The United States, you reap what you sow. Leave those people alone. If you think in your mind you full of shit, man, you know, and don't get on my channel talking about this stuff. You one of those black guys who think America's shit don't stink. You think our lives are worth more than their lives. If you think there are the purveyors of terror around the world, then you don't know your history. They terrorized your grandmother and grandfather and great-grandmother and great-grandfather. And you got your nerve to be on here talking like that. This is why I'm saying I wouldn't die for none of you rotten ass cowards over there. Because ain't nothing going to change. But I want to apologize, man, to my viewers. I really do. But they set me off with that false history and trying to tell me how I should feel and all that stuff. But I want to apologize, guys. I mean it. But every now and then I go out like this when somebody pushes the wrong button, because it's time for people to wake up, man. The shit ain't going to get no better. It's getting worse. I'm just saying. Then you got people like Brent on here. Yeah, I guess you think that the communists is our problem. You probably think those illegal aliens is our problem. I mean, illegal immigrants is our problem. Some guys in my comments talking about, yeah, they need to round. He says ICE needs to round up. Listen to this. This is how ignorant y'all are over there. You never think it all the way through before you open up your mouth. He said, yeah, ICE needs to round up and deport all those illegal Filipinos in America, the 300,000 he claims. He has no idea how monumentous of a feat that would be. It's like searching for a needle in a haystack, you stupid bastard. There's 350 million people in America. You're going to try to find 300,000? Where are we going to get the money? We don't have the manpower to do that. But they got y'all thinking that ICE is all powerful. They're going to get rid of all the immigrants. And then your problem's going to be solved. You're still going to be stupid. You still ain't going to have any ambition. You still not going to have any motivation, any ideas. You're still going to be sitting over there on that couch doing nothing. Yeah, don't let, I know I'm done, but I'm not fighting with anybody. There's some people on here who want to hear the truth. So the next time it comes up, they'll have a little bit to work with. But let's get back to the party. We still got time solutions by. That's why I'm on here the way I do. But like I said, ain't nobody's live streams livelier than mine. There might be more people watching. You ain't going to learn a damn thing. You ain't going to learn a goddamn thing. But you can't say that when you come on my channel. We're going to talk about it all. Okay? But yeah, let's talk about, hey, Brent, I'm going to tell you, man, I'm getting ready to get rid of you. Because I know, but not really, because I know you be drinking. You own one today. You're not realizing that that's part of our system over there. Your president's got illegal immigrants working for him. His wife was an illegal immigrant. Dumbass. But let's get back to our retirement. See, I control my retirement. This is my money. This is my time. This is my party. When I think about a party, I think about a celebration. But we come over here and celebrate everything else but ourselves. Do you think, okay, this is just a microcosm, okay, of what's over here, what's in my community? This is a microcosm.
Let me have your phone.
Where? Where is it? I don't see it.
There it is.
Get it. But I just want to let you guys know that you're operating, you're hustling backwards. When you come over here and set up somebody else for success other than yourself. Certainly, you should do that first. All of these last few videos that I've been making, if you just take a little bit from each one, just like Sharon Allen said, you'll have a blueprint That's all I'm trying to do. You guys are grown men. But many of you have never been over here. Don't use drugs and don't sell drugs. Okay, I said that. Right? Don't front load these relationships. If you're going to spend that money, spend that hard-earned money on yourself. It's your retirement. We front loading these relationships. We coming over here, giving these visas away within 2 weeks. You can't even put a monetary value on a visa. But we give them away. You know, we're saying, okay, when you come over here and you talk about a party, don't let anybody convince you that it's not your party. You are the party. I live among the locals. It's business as usual until you show up. And you set it on fire. You set it off. That's what we do. The Lachan is smoking. It's almost like they can't get enough mighty cigarettes to smoke. The tender wire is flowing. And you control the volume. But no, what do you guys do? You come over here and you become doormats. You become doormats. It's what you do. And next thing you know, the party's over. Like the foreigner I see sitting on the steps in front of the condo Airbnb I was renting in Manila. Dead broke, dirty, funky. Okay, looking for another one because he don't want to follow simple suggestions. This is your party, man. You decide how much money is going to be spent. The budget. Okay? We are the party. A lot of women over here, man, they're minding their own business. Okay? They're not even studying you. We come over here and rattle their chain. Rattle their cages. But you control the budget. You control the party list, the invitation, the guest list is what I want to say. If you want to have 3 people at the party, then have 3 people at the party. It's your party. What are they going to do? Huh? But a lot of you guys, you're afraid because you're afraid of women over there. You're afraid of women over here. So you're afraid to say, hey, look, when I come over there, I'm only going to be there a month. I don't know if you're the right one. I might see 2 other women. Well, what's she going to say? Well, I don't want to meet you. Okay, then. Well, that's one less person I got to deal with. But y'all come over here. You invite one person to the party. And then that's it. Then you stuck like Chuck. Hey, what's up, check baggage? You control the entertainment. If you want blowjobs and Lachan, then that's what's going to be the entertainment. Remember, we're not talking about mistreating anybody. We're not talking about taking advantage of anybody. We're saying, okay, if you want to come to the party, my party, I got the rules. I set the rules because it's my party. I don't need a party planner. I've already planned my party before I got here. But most of you guys, y'all come here, you're flying by the seat of your pants. You don't even have an itinerary. You don't even know what's even available in the Philippines. You don't even know about Boracay. You may have heard of Palawan because it's more popular now. You've never heard of Bohol, Panglao Bohol. You never heard of Glen, Sarangani Province. But it's your party. You make the rules. You invite the people you want. Like Thomas is talking about. The food and drink, you control that. The venue, where is it going to be? Okay? But see, what happens is, y'all watching too many videos. And so these women, so they think, oh, that it's their party. No, it's not your party, lady. It's not your party at all. Okay, Jimmy, take care. But see, we're not talking about that lakes. I don't know how you even pronounce all that. But that's not what we're talking about. We want people at our party who want to come. If we invite you and you come, then come on. You already know. But we're in charge of all of that. Okay? Because you got all these guys who will push back against me when I say, oh, the man is the prize in the relationship over here. Because you're bringing everything to the table and the table. If you just explain the simple stuff, not talking about mistreating anybody, not talking about taking advantage of anybody. If you just state the facts, they're still going to push back. I got the visa. Without this visa, you can't even leave the country. Right here, I'm literally going to change your life. I'm going to change your name. I'm going to change your lifestyle, your standard of living, your country. I'm going to change it all. I can do for you what your God can't do or won't do. But they get mad because they can't express it in real terms like I can. See, we're life changers for real when you come over here. Don't discount yourself. That's what happens. You got low self-esteem. You don't even know your worth. Whether it's in the Philippines or even where your home country. I can do for you what your God can't do, I won't do. Okay? Pray to me. I can make your prayers come true. I can grant your wishes. Well, he's sitting back with folded arms. And then they'll say, oh, well, he sent you. Bullshit. No, he didn't. Because I heard somebody say this one time, and it means a lot. It's deep. He says, I work my fingers to the bone, and she gives all the credit to Jesus. Well, I just added to it. I said, well, you go live with Jesus then. You move in with Jesus. You're going to give him all the credit. Okay? But I just want to tell guys, give you just an idea of your value in a place like this. You're not better than anybody. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying thumb your nose and look down your nose at people. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you're bringing some value to the table. You're not just some old man who's past his time, who's got nothing to offer. Okay? And you got to be some doormat over here, like a lot of these vloggers, and certainly these Filipino vloggers, is making you believe. That's a lie. Even they were broke before we changed their life. Watching their channels, filling their PayPals up to the brink. Now all of a sudden they got all the answers. 22 years old, 25 years old. They're going to tell a man who's worked his fingers to the bone, his ankles, he got bad feet from walking up and down that concrete floor at the factory. Now they're going to tell you what you need to do. They're going to give you life advice. They're going to turn into your life coach. They ain't going to thread a needle. Many of them never even had a job before. But y'all ain't listening. This is the fourth quarter, damn it. There is no fifth quarter. If you want to come over here and be mistreated in your fourth quarter, that's on you. Or in Vietnam or wherever it is, Cambodia, wherever you going. Because if you're going to get mistreated here, you're going to get mistreated everywhere. There are some rules that you have to follow over here. Respect people. Respect their culture and all of that. But guess what? You're bringing a whole lot to the table. Now, this is something they should already know, Q. But you can't tell it by the results that we're getting over here. Had a nerve to push back when I said, you can be deported and lose it all. And some guys in there, man, you giving bad information. They still legally own that stuff. And even he had to admit it in the comment. He said, no, it's going to be difficult selling it and liquidating it. Yeah. So what's the point then? What's the point you trying to make other than to push back on something somebody said? Why don't you make a video about that? Okay? Because I'm going to lose sleep at night if I done spent $200,000 over here and then I get kicked out. And now I got to figure out some kind of way to sell this condo and, just hope and pray that the woman does the right thing and sell it and give me half or whatever we agreed to. But this is what you're looking at. So this is why, I used to push back when guys said, man, I'm renting. I'm not buying nothing. I'm renting everything. I got to agree with them now. Unless you got children over here. Okay, because believe it or not, because you marry somebody, it doesn't mean you got to set them up right away for success in case you're not there. What's that going to look like 5 years down the line? Why don't you set it up like, okay, for every year you're with me, that we're together, okay, I'll give you $10,000 or whatever it is. Or you get 20% of the house. And then after 5 years, okay, you've earned it. You can have that house. But who says the minute you marry a woman, you got to set her up 100% for the rest of her life? You don't even know her. This is what we're talking about. He says, my ex-wife did that same thing to me, Cal. Ex for a reason. Jesus called her home about 16 years ago, too. She went to live with him. See, I don't play with that. I don't talk bad about people who die, because we're all going to die. Okay, but yeah. That's what they do. They don't want to give you any credit. It's bad enough that it's supposed to be some type of battle of the sexes, but then you got men that's going to push back. They're going to join the side of the women. Certainly when they come over here, all of a sudden now, it's when you see them, it's like, come on, dude. We can see straight through you. I don't even use the word simp. When we was growing up, we called them wimps. He's a damn wimp. He said the relationship ain't real unless she got my name tagged. Whatever it takes. But I'm just saying that a lot of it stems from you earning something. We're giving too much shit away. He said your security should bounce her at the first sign of being a party pooper, no matter she's on the VIP list or not. Yeah, but see, like Richie Rich said this. He said, Cal, a lot of these guys, they have no boundaries because they're afraid of losing the woman. Your self-esteem is so low. Your self-worth is so low. Everybody over there has told you, oh, you old, go sit down somewhere. They call you Unc. They call you Paw and all that. Your days is over. Nobody can tell me my days are over but me. That's the good thing about having options. I may be over the hill there, but guess what? I got that passport. I'm going to keep circling around till I find a spot where I'm going to be happy and contented. But y'all believe that stuff. They tell you, yeah, you're over the hill. Your best days are behind you, they say. Then you come over here and then you have 1 or 2 children. When I came over here at 45 years old, I thought my engine stopped working, man. Because me and my wife wasn't doing nothing. She wasn't turning me on, and I probably wasn't turning her on. Okay? And I was like, well, hell, they said once you get 40-something years old, it stops working. And I thought, well, maybe that's me. Shit, I got over here, a whole new life. I had a whole new life. I started my life over. He said, you're right, Cal. Even with Social Security in the U.S., the ex-spouse had to have been married for 10 full years to collect, on the spouse's record. Why supply lifetime benefits before then? This is a great point, man. I never even thought about this. If the government is smart enough, you knuckleheads, to figure this out, why can't we figure it out? Why we want to come over here? Guys do it all the time, man. I'm seeing it with my own eyes. They giving the woman everything in the kitchen sink on the first 2-week trip here. When the government in America, in your country, says, look, you got to be with this man 10 years before you can draw that Social Security. 10, guys. The government says, we want to know it's real. Take care of this man for 10 years and then you can apply for his benefits. Hell, we do it for 10 minutes over here. That's the expat qualification. Just be here for 10 minutes. He says she's wearing the tat while boinking another dude. He better be careful. He got that little young hot mama, Q does. He done already tweaked it. She's tweaking over here now. One of them barangay boys is going to show up and break it down. He said, I'm the lifetime benefit. Keep my ass alive and you can enjoy it. Yeah, but that's what I'm just saying. We don't even try to make people earn it. The government said 10 years. Hell, it's 10 minutes for us. The minute she gets through changing your oil, you sign everything over to the woman. That's about how long it takes. About 10. About 10 minutes. So that's what, didn't you say that, Rashard? That the Coach Greg Adams said that. He said, a lot of you guys are one blowjob away from losing it all, or giving it all away. And then I said, shit, he don't know the guys that be showing up in the Philippines. A lot of these guys are one peekaboo away. A lot of these guys, y'all don't realize, go on Robbie too, folks. You can bear witness to what I'm saying. They lost everything over the peekaboo. They hadn't even seen the woman. They haven't even met the woman yet. And they sent everything over to her. She's slowly bleeding them of all their money. Just, from taking a shower and walking out and letting the towel drop. This is yours whenever you get over here. Knowing his crippled ass is never going to make it over here. Some of them guys are scared to get on the plane. But that's what they're going to do. Y'all one peekaboo away because they peekaboo game is strong over here. Trust me, man. If y'all only knew the messages I get in the WhatsApp from guys. They paying for that peekaboo. Because it's strong, man. But yeah, 10 years, the government says. Thank you, man, for reminding me. Because I said 5 years. Yeah, I'm cheating myself. But the only time I would say throw all that out is if you got children over here, man. It's a whole different ball game. Are you taking it into your... Now, you got to have real life biological children before you throw all that out the window. Other than that, there's no reason for you to do that. That's not enough love in the world for you to do that. I mean, you really hustling backwards, man. This is the time in your life when you need that money. You don't need to be giving it to some woman who can go out there and still work. She's stronger than you. I see a lot of these couples over here, the woman is in better shape than the man. She can go out there and actually get it. But we want to retire them. We don't want them to work at all. He said, yeah, I'm paying for the peekaboo. Yeah, they paying. That peekaboo's a strong game. He said, I can't cheat on someone I go to sleep with. That's suicidal. You know, the LDR is different, though. You know, when you actually living with somebody, what's the point, really? I mean, if you really got a good connection and the love making is strong and it's really, really good, it really defeats the purpose. Man, you know, people say, well, Cal, you know, you did it, man. I let my guard down, really, man. You know, I would never leave Maryland, not for that. I wouldn't leave her for anything. It's just that a lot of the guys who were criticizing me, I guarantee you they would have never been able to turn that down. When somebody, you know, some of these women, they're so, I'm going to use Q's word, they're so diabolical. Man, I'm telling you, man, they're so, there's another word I really want to use, man, that they'll present themselves to you on a silver platter. There's nothing man, a lot of you guys can't fight that off, man. And see, I was weak anyway, because I was on my way to see my son. So I'd been, you know, I'd been in Dumagetti for 2 days waiting on the Tugo. And I run into a buzzsaw, basically. You know. But I'm not going to knock her and talk about her. It takes two to tango. You know, she got somebody now. You know, even the guys that, you know, it's just crazy that, you know, when I tell guys, they get in their feelings, and I say, hey man, when you come over my house, man, have a woman. You know, don't come around me by yourself, man. You know, some guys can, because maybe their woman is somewhere else. But most of you guys, man, you gotta have a woman, because even when in that situation, man, the guys that were coming around, they all in her ear. Oh, you know, he's with Maryland and blah, 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 this, blah, blah. Come on with me. I'm going to treat you better and all this and all that, man. Just soulless. You know, then a smile right in your face. You know, and the woman's telling you everything that they're saying. Telling you everything. And I'm like, guys, crazy. Let's see what they say. He said, we shouldn't walk around thinking that we're the shit, but know your value and not be a sucker. Yeah, you can do that without being arrogant. I mean, but when you walk into a situation, well, remember, I'm talking about women we're meeting on the dating site, man. There's some women over here that won't give you the time of day. Overwhelming majority of women will not give me the time of day over here. They prefer Filipino men. If you're a black man and you want to be preferred, then you got to go get a black woman, because she prefers black men. But I'm talking about the women on the dating site, because the real top-notch women over here, they're with Filipino men. Okay? I'm sorry, they just are. So we end up with a certain segment of the population on the dating site. What do we need?
500.
What do we need? What we need? What's he saying? What are you talking about? What?
100.
For what?
Advance.
200?
500.
Oh. So what's going on out there now? When do we need to get the
Not
grass?
yet pa. Later when
Is he fixing that over there? I ain't looking out there. Tell him to fix that part.
and she knows what she's doing. He's going to fix that, okay? You just wait.
Yeah, you can do that without being arrogant, guys. But it's true. You need to have a woman to come around. It's just so much better anyway. I just feel a lot of times, man, I feel funny when guys come here, they got a woman and maybe Maryland's at the gym or whatever. She's doing something with Booby and can't go, so I got to go by myself. I really feel funny because we're leaving the woman out for real. I try to include in the conversation the best I can, but I can't replace another Filipino sitting across the table from her. But some of these guys, they come here and they want what you got. They don't realize, man, that, you can get your own, man, When that situation was going on, the guy who was doing it, I'm like, I never confronted him with it. This guy's right with us. I took him under my wing, I'm like, he'd come to the Philippines. And he just so happened to be in Zamboanga at that time. And whatever happened, the relationship, it didn't work out. So I said, okay, I'm taking my son to the resort. Meet us at the resort. He hung with us ever since. But every chance he get, he's all up in our ear. I want somebody just like you. At first he told me that. Man, that's the type of woman I want. Then he starts drinking, telling her that. Well, we didn't say that. They never was. But the people on the dating site are. What are you talking about? They ain't changed. The women on the dating site still want the same thing that they wanted in 2009 when I first got on there. There's a lot more bullshitters on there. It's going to take a lot more patience. But nah, ain't nothing changed. What's changed? You crazy. I could get on the dating site today. I can, because I know what to look for. The people who are failing on these dating sites don't know what to look for. They're just looking for a pretty face. That's why you're going to get in trouble. That's all they're looking for. They don't know the words to look for. They don't know. If you get on there, you see a woman, she don't have nothing written in her profile, about what she introducing herself, what she's looking for. Okay, keep going. If you see a woman in there that says, I'm just looking for a man who can accept me for who I am, man, that's a green sign right there. Okay, because she's already telling you, I'm humble, I know the rules of the game. Okay, just, don't look down upon me, when I take you to the province. Just accept me for who I am, And then they got on the regular Filipino clothes. And they're not in bikinis. They're not on these beautiful beaches and all this stuff. Okay, if you go back and look at Marilyn's profile, man, you'll see what I'm talking about. And I can see it in their face. There's even a certain look they've got. When I look at them, I think, nah, this ain't the one. I got to keep going. But nah, ain't nothing changed. They still want the same thing. They are falling over. No, he did say that. Not only him, but then I had another guy. He was a black guy from San Francisco. Then I had a brother, a white guy. He's a cool guy, though. He wanted her too, but he was trying to fix him up with some of her friends. He couldn't, convert. It's 4th and 1, 4th and inches. Okay, if you only know it's 4th and inches, he can't get the first down. Like he can't get the touchdown. She's literally handing her friends to him on a silver platter. He can't. I'm sorry, he can't do it. Hey, what's going on, man? Yeah, he said, a script is a script. Q ain't been here long enough for real. He's been stuck over there. He's got one woman. He claims that's the only woman he's ever dealt with. It's his wife. I'm trying to tell him the first one don't work out. I hope his does. He knows nothing about the dating game over here at all. He got whipped the first time. So he's coming on here trying to talk about the dating exchange and all of that. See, that's what I don't like. You have no experience at all. You've had one woman over here. Let's hope and pray that's the only one that you have to deal with. You don't know if something's changed because that's the only one you've had. Okay? That's what they want right here. You know, there ain't nothing changed on that dating site. He knows nothing about that. Okay. The one thing I liked about Merle, she's the only one that was honest about it. I guess she figured this guy might have had a Filipino woman before. I better just tell him the truth. You know. She wasn't all that, oh, well, I'm tired of Filipino men. And throwing every Filipino man under the bus. That's a red flag. Lady, you ain't had that many Filipino men. It's good men over here. It's good Filipino men over here. There's really another reason why you're on that dating site. Why don't you just tell me why you're really on there? But don't throw these men under the bus. It's usually Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Pete. They ain't more Tuesday now. That's foolishness, man. You crazy. It's not. Guys are meeting women. Do you know how many men I meet over here and their dates?
Mama won't give the phone to me.
Where's my phone? Where is it?
Mama.
Honey, let her use it to 12 o'clock. Tell her let you use it to 12. You got 20 minutes. Get it. He's talking about they're choosy. Man, look. They're not in a position to be choosy, man, okay? Because you watch all my videos, you know I've said this. You may be the last one, the last serious guy that's really going to make that trip. Y'all act like men are just coming over here like the Philippines is going out of style. It was like that in 2022. And can I say that there's probably more coming now than before? Yeah, but it was only a trickle before, man. It's a long trip. It's expensive. And for every man that she meets on the dating site that's really going to make that trip, there's 15 or 20 that's on there bullshitting. They're never going to come. Okay? I'm just telling you. He said, you got a quality woman, Cal. She's cool. Yeah, but I'm not the only one. Thank you, but I'm not the only one. You got one. But y'all didn't meet on the dating site. But I'm saying I meet a lot of men, man, and they're meeting women now.
She had your phone.
Okay, well, I don't know where it is. She hid it. And it's the same script, guys. The script is never going to change because it works. It works. You know, you go to she meets you at the airport, you go to the hotel, you have the best 2 weeks of your life. You go back home and start sending money back because now y'all fiance. You know, your boyfriend and girlfriend. That don't mean nothing. He don't know nothing about no women over here, man. You can't listen to that. Now, if you talking about the province and living in the province, he knows more about that than me. Because I visited in the province and I've stayed there a few nights before, but I've never lived there. He's lived there before. But that's about all he can talk about. Yeah, money talks. He talking about things have changed. Hey, this woman's gonna end up missing out on the best thing that she could ever have on that dating site. That's why you see these mixed match couples over here. Because they already know what they want in their man. And if you say the magic words, yeah, I'm going to take good care of you. You're not going to have to worry about anything. And then you start sending that money before you even come over here. She don't care what you look like. It ain't 18 to 80 anymore. It's 18 to 150. Blind, crippled, and crazy. Because I got friends over here that's over 80 years old. They pimping. Okay? They over here with a mouth full of Viagra. Now you're saying you act like You made the statement, Q. This is what I'm saying about you. Go back and read your own statement. You said, this is 2026. This is what you said. Dating has changed. And bullshit. I'm telling you it's not. Yeah, 18 to 150. It's not 18 to 80 anymore, blind, crippled, and crazy. It's 18 to 150. I got a good friend over here, man. He's over 90 years old. He's got him a woman, a nice looking woman. Yeah. Y'all think it's funny, right? Until you get over here and you see it. You know, I'm doing injustice to the men over 80. It is. Is he breathing? Is he alive? Does he, there's women over here, guys. I'm just telling you, I'm not talking about the women. I'm talking about the men that they're with. There's a woman over here with a man that's got ALS. Believe it or not, he can't do anything. All he can do is move his eyelids. And he got a little yummy six that rides around, that's their videos. She kisses him and she's riding around the wheelchair, controlling the wheelchair, driving it. He's just sitting there like this, with that shit-eating grin in his face. He's happy. He knows what's going on. Remember, ALS people, they know their minds are working good. But that's all that's working. Yeah, Mitch McConnell, 18 to 150 now. These women ain't turning nothing down but they collar. And you guys be like, the game has changed. Yeah, right. If you only knew. And then some of y'all, I be trying to help you. I be trying to help you like, man, don't settle over here. Stop settling over here. Man, some of you guys are settling over here, man. I'm talking about, boy. Is there anything less than a yummy 1.5, a yummy 1.5? It's guys over here, man. I'm thinking, dude, something's wrong with you. Ain't no looks is subjective with this. This woman's shot. When we was in our day, we said, she's through. I'm like, it ain't that much love in the world, man. It ain't that much love in the world. He said she got Chris Johnson. No, it's cold, Chris. But I'm saying, y'all think I'm joking. Y'all done seen it. Go on Facebook. And they used to have a YouTube channel, but they get most of their views on Facebook. And I don't know their names or anything. I meant the next time I see it, I'm going to write it down because y'all think I'm lying. This guy can't move nothing. But she's not the only one. There's one on there, man. I'm telling you, my heart goes out to them. These women are so devoted, man. I'm like, there ain't no way I could do it. If, Marilyn is paralyzed from the neck down, I'm sorry. I'm out of here. I might get somebody to take care of you. But I'm not. This woman was cranking this man up out of his bed, and this thing, she had like the same type of crank that you would use for like, how they used to take those engines out of the car. She's got that crank every day. She was showing her day. And I was like, how devoted is this, man? This woman, because they were together. He had a motorcycle accident. And she, every morning, the first thing she do, she crank him up out of the bed, crank him back down the wheelchair, give him his bath, feed him, because he can't do nothing for himself. And I'm thinking, well, how long is this going to last? Lady, you're not going to do that for the rest of your life because you're a human being. Yes, the women over here, like I said, man, I can't, if I only talked about the good stuff, it wouldn't be right. So I got to give you the 360, but when you find a good woman over here, man, it's about as good as it gets, man. It's good, man. They're devoted, man. It's just like, I've seen some devotion that it's mind blowing, man. I don't know how long they do it, but
She still didn't give me the
Okay, ask her to give me my honey. Where's Merlin? Merlin, let us see the phone until 12. Except for little better work. Yes, he's cranking him up. I'm just saying. That's devotion, man. To do that every single day, it ain't gonna happen because I'm not gonna do. A man and women, see, we think differently. You know you're not gonna put up with that shit, man. The minute that pussy stops working, you already concocting a plan on how to escape plan. You already know once that thing dries up or whatever. Remember, I told you my auntie, she had her vagina sewed up. Her husband was a preacher, shit. He turned into Deacon Clap Cheeks overnight. It took them a while before they caught him. But hell, can you blame him? You ain't going to do it. Men and women are different when it comes to that. Certainly if you're a man who still has his faculties and stuff, and they're going to say, oh man, no. I would have somebody doing it, and then the minute that she's situated, I'm out the door. I'm cranking some other woman up. But it ain't going to be that kind of cranking up. Cranking up. He said, I told my wife, when I get real bad, I'll just send me to the old folks home. Yeah, it's funny. They ain't going to do that. You ain't that much older than your wife, though, Don. Hell, y'all be in the old folks home together. Y'all can watch each other's behind. Because your wife, you don't really have a big age gap, do you? But I could be wrong. I just remember seeing your wife, her face looked young. No. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. You don't have a big age gap. So hell, y'all be in there together. He said, all they want is your money. Well, a lot of them do, man, and well, it all starts out like that. And then that's when you have to kind of sift through and try to find out, well, where is this going? Is this going anywhere? See, I could deal with a woman as long as she don't keep asking me for money. See, because there's a financial incentive for her, but what is it for you? What are you looking at? You're an opportunist too. For whatever it is you want. But what drives me crazy is this: if a woman just keeps on asking me and then coming up with all this so crazy stuff, remember I made the video, she told me she was 22, but she was 18. See, in the first 6 months, we only were with each other for 6 months. That's when I found out she was only 18. She turned 19, and I said, no, that's it for me. Well, anyway, every day or every other day, she was asking me for something. It would drive me crazy, man. I mean, it would really drive me crazy. And, you meet women like that on the dating sites. And see, that's a sign. You be like, man, you got to say no. You got to shut that out. But what happened is she kind of waited until, I guess she thought, the coast was clear. I got him now. I done gave him everything. And right. And, man, this woman was asking, I'd be at work. I get a text from her. My mother's in the hospital with UTI. How much you need? $2,000. Give her that. Then next day, I gotta go register for school. It just drove me to the point where it was so bad, right? It was so bad that when we broke up, don't you know her little brother apologized to me for his sister always asking me for money? I promise he did. Because he thought that's why we broke up. He didn't know I broke up. You're too young for me. Well, Booby's birthday's August 12th. After that, anything goes, but I'm thinking about going back to Siquijor, man. I like that Cocoa Beach. I'm getting ready to splurge again for. I could go down there and stay 2 or 3 days. They want they want $100 a night, but it's worth it, man. It's worth it. But there's so many places in the Philippines, man. You can't. That's the problem, man. You got to make up your mind and just go to the place. Because if you sit there trying to think about it, man, you're going to have a problem just making a choice. You just got to say, well, I'm going on to Comodes. I'm going on to Glen, Boracay, and just go. Otherwise, you're going to waste all your time trying to figure out where to go. He said, man, the wife, we just got back from a 2-week vacation in Paris, France, to go see family and friends. We had a great time. Yeah, I had a friend just came back from Paris, which is the most visited. That's the #1 tourist place in the world. I mean, by a long shot. It's held the #1 spot for a long, long time. Yeah, they can wipe their asses together. But see, we think, you hear people talking about this all the time, but I figured this out a long time ago. You hear people talking about this all the time about how civilized, Americans, we think we're the most civilized people on the planet, but we're still wiping our ass with toilet tissue. I don't. Ever since I started coming to the Philippines and I figured it out, certainly with that bidet, or however you pronounce it, I use soap and water, man, because I heard a guy that was talking about it on the internet. I believe it was Mehdi Hassan. He was like, if you had poop on your arm, you wouldn't wipe it with a piece of tissue and that's it, would you? No, you take soap and water and wash it off. Hell, you might get in the shower. A lot of times, that's when I take my shower after I get finished, doing the #2. But for all those years, man, I was using toilet paper. You are not properly cleaning yourself. That's not the best. That's not the sanitary way to wipe your ass. But we think it is, man. They don't know what stripes are over here. They don't know what stripes are. You have, we call it duty stains in your drawers. Because my mother's like, boy, you better wipe your ass. You got, these damn duty stains in your drawers. Because that's what it is. That's what we called it. They don't have that over here. That's why when I made that video, the Jordan rules, I was like, my woman's the only one to wash my underwear. I'm not going to send them to the laundry because, I might have a stripe or two in there. And they talk over here, especially now. I don't even get a massage here in San Carlos City because, I'm afraid that they'll recognize me and they'll try to peek in there and see what I got. And then they'll tell me, yeah, I gave Sunshine Shoulders a massage and, his dick wasn't this, it was, wasn't this, or it wasn't that. You know what I'm saying? But for years now, I use soap and water, guys. Use soap and water. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. That paper ain't going to work. Yeah, that's what you do. I mean, that's just all it is. We always want to put the onus on the woman. Come on, guys. You coming over here for something. What do you want? You said, I'll buy you a coffee. Believe it or not, I was just talking to a guy. I said, I'm coming up to Angeles. Because I like it up there. I was talking to my friend. His name is Sean. And you don't believe me. If he's watching, he'll tell you. I said, man, I'm thinking about coming to Angeles City. He said, yeah, I'll let you interview me. Now, I'm not stalling. It's just that it's not a priority, but it's getting ready to be. And you got to realize, I was just in Manila, and it never slipped my mind. See, sometimes you got to remind me because I'm just looking for a house that I could rent just to start out with. Yeah, I know I got enough support. We could just pay the rent and utilities. We could just have a place where people can come. It can start like that, just as simple as that, for real. But it would have to be a house because people are going to be coming and going. I wouldn't want to do an apartment or, a condo. He said, only Paris I've been to is Texas. Well, it's the number one visited place, the number one tourist spot in the world until this day. But yeah, we so civilized, we think, that the rest of the world, they're far ahead of us. They're far ahead of us, man, when it comes to that. Because I didn't even know how to use it. I didn't know how to use that bidet. Bidet, however you pronounce it. Merlin had to show me. But it works, man. It gets all of that up in there, and it falls out, and then, hell, by the time if you do want to wipe, there ain't nothing on the toilet paper. Then you just get in the shower, and everything's everything. But I feel some kind of way, man, now, knowing all those years I was using that toilet paper. And, you wipe, and then you look at it. Did it all come out? And you keep wiping until it's done on there, or what, to your satisfaction. You ain't cleaning yourself, man. Yeah, he said, it's my problem, Cal, picking which island to go to. It's a tough, man. He said the landing strip. Yeah, he said, wet wipes all the way, but you got to dry that moisture out. High humidity country, you're going to get a rash, bros. Not with soap and water. I use soap and water, man. And if I don't, I never use when I'm out. I make sure if I know I'm going somewhere, I'm going to force myself to use it. I'm not going to eat a whole lot. Hell, I leave the movie theater and catch a grab home if I feel it coming. Because, they're not going to have what you need in the bathrooms in the malls and stuff here. Yeah, he said we call them ski and wine. We call them duty stains. I'm from Kentucky, man. We came up with some crazy duty. That's what we call poop, duty. Anybody else called it duty? He said, hell, try what? I don't know how they do that. I guess they do. I guess they pour it back there and then they kind of rub it with their hand. I don't know about that. But they're way ahead of us. A lot of times, if you ever sit next to somebody and they smell like that, they're like, dude, did you shit on yourself? He probably just came out of the bathroom. Yeah. This really does work, man. It just takes you a while to even get acclimated to it, like to even get into the habit of using it. Now everywhere I go, certainly in these Airbnbs, all of them have it. I'm going to have to get one put in here. I keep putting it off. I'll let her brother do it. He's putting that artificial grass now. He said, we call it the Zamba dialect. He said, what'd he say? He said, I love my mom and other women wear Pampers, in the mid-70s. I don't want to wear the Pampers because the man, you're going to see it. You're going to see that big, especially over here, because I'm not wearing any heavy pants or something. You're going to practically see the damn Pamper. Yeah, you got to get one. I got to get one too. Yeah, they're way ahead of us in a lot of things, man. But we come over here thinking we run the world like everybody does it the same way in America. Man, everybody in America, in Louisville, Kentucky, is wiping their ass with toilet paper, thinking they doing something. He calls it doo-doo. No, we called it duty. I don't know why we called it that. So if you got duty stains in your drawers. Now, he smells like duty, mama. He dutied on himself. But hey, thank y'all so much for your super chat, super stickers, all your thumbs up, all your support for Sunshine Shows. I know I went on a rant today, man, but y'all don't understand, man. I'm 63. I've been through all that stuff, man. I hate when people deny that stuff about real life. And y'all, no one's more disappointed in the American government than me. Because I believed all that stuff growing up. I was proud to be an American. But that government that represents me now, man, I'm not proud of that. I'm not proud of what we're doing. I'm sorry, guys, but I try not to go on those rants, but sometimes, y'all hit the wrong chord. But I really want to apologize because that's really not, we don't do that all the time on here. But yeah, take care, guys. Thank y'all for all y'all support. I really mean that. But life is short, man, and that's why I don't look at the news. Life is short. You're going to die. I'm not going to mistreat anybody. I'm going to treat people the best way I know how. Because I know your journey is short. Life's tough enough. And you never know what people are going through. We don't talk. There was a little DJ in Louisville, Kentucky, man. His name is Lil Carl. They called him Lil Carl. He was a DJ. I mean, he was popular, man. This guy was really one of the best. He was a celebrity DJ. And from what I get, he committed suicide, man. And it shocked me. If you look at this guy, he's always smiling. I mean, he was a DJ. He was the life of the party. It shocked me, man. You never know what people are going through, man. You never really know people. And this is why I tell you, man, leave people alone over here. Or wherever you go. But certainly over here, man. Well, no, it's not that. It's just that you're not talking facts. You're talking opinions. It's not facts what you're talking. You've been coming on my channel long enough, but then you just kept going and going and going and going, man. Good and well, that's not facts about the relationship between, we don't know how Filipinos think about us, what Filipinos think about Americans for real. Certainly not the older generation. You know what I'm saying? Hey, little bit. Hey, I'm glad you're on here. I'm going to ask if you would be a part of this Jungle Fever, Filipinos who love black men. And I know that you and Frank got a great relationship. You're married. You've been together. I want to interview you, but I'm going to interview you in person. And, I've got a set of questions I'm going to ask everybody, but I'm going to get like 10 women. And it's going to be interesting. It's not like I'm going to sit down with you, but I'm going to be switching from you to Marilyn to 53 Shades Darker's wife to somebody else, Chang, and whoever else. It's going to be really, really interesting. It would be an honor if you were a part of this, because I know that you will tell the truth about the questions I'm going to ask. And it's not going to be invasive or personal questions. It's just going to be, something like, what do Filipinos get wrong about black people? Okay, I'm going to ask all of y'all that. Because everybody has their little beliefs and everything like that. But now that you're with a black man, you've been married for all these years, you've been together. What is one thing that you were told wrong about black people? And I'm going to ask questions like that. But thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I want to do it, Jerome. I really do. I want to do it. Because, first of all, I want to give brothers more confidence. All we get beat over our heads with is Filipinos prefer white men. Okay, so what? Okay, but there's Filipinos over here who prefer black men. And they love our dirty draws. And they don't have any regrets about dating a black man. So I just want to show you that there's another side to that. It's not all about that. And then you can change their mind. I'm sure I've changed some minds, guys, over here. Okay. Yeah, I figured that. He said the white knights are falling off. Yeah, but see, I was gonna ask you, Q, but I knew that your girlfriend, your wife, I mean, is just too shy. But yeah, Liv, it's really gonna be good. I promise you. It's not. I'm gonna take my time. It's gonna be sort of like a documentary type thing, because I need to get this message across that we're welcome here. That black people are welcome here. You know, that when it's not some second choice. Oh, well, if I can't have a white man, I'm going to get a black man. Some women think like that. But it's deeper than what, the surface stuff that we be getting online. I mean, it's cringy. But take care, y'all. Hey, yeah, Thomas, I'd like to speak. Do you think your girlfriend, because I've met your girlfriend before, or your wife before. Do you think she would be interested? Because I'd come to Argyle. I'm traveling. I'm not going to do anything on StreamYard. I'm not going to do anything split screen. I'm going to talk to these women face to face. Yeah, man, I'm going to do it.